Everybody thought it was going to be Saber. I thought it was going to be Saber, and it turned out it was me somehow. I don't know how that works, but yeah, gonna give you Fury, who is extremely good. We get right off the bat. We start at with a inverted overworld at vanilla level 2 with Dark Nuts.
Make it stop.
They got 34 rupees for a medium. We're already off to a good start. We got 3 easy Armos checks.
Yeah.
Bullets, my only weakness, if only.
No guns here. Unfortunately, that's going to put a damper in a lot of up and A attempts probably moving forward.
True, but at least it's not a single heart start. That would make it really annoying. And Dark Nuts, while they're bad, they're not the worst thing in the world to have down the ladder. You could have Lionels, you could have Wizrobes, or you could have Levers, which are really bad.
Well, so we're going over on the Armos checks over here in terms of looking for that early Armos item, but we do find a dungeon at least.
Yeah, right off the bat. Interesting enough. Nice little, like, yellow ochre. And, oh my gosh. Game, please.
Fred now has 16 hearts. And Antlerz discovered a power bracelet at the as the coast ladder item.
I feel like this is definitely a vanilla level 1 that is now ladder blocked, but hey, you got a free red ring, so who cares?
Yeah. I've been trying to read up on the monstrosity that you and Darkballs created here with these Elite 8 flags, because it's been so long as Fred comes across another dungeon. Certainly has an exploration lead at this point, if you will. But just seeing things, you know, no one wants to see a bomb pack lying on the ground for fear that it might actually be the white sword.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that surprisingly that hasn't come up very often. We tend to find the bomb pack somewhere else where it can be, you can see it. So very rarely has that really been an issue, but it is one of those things that can happen.
Yeah, but Fred now with 8 bombs may have thought for a second about saving, but then we would have run into the situation of immediately having to deal with that start screen again.
So I feel like this is a shape. With Danger Noodles. As we actually are like tit for tat here, we're playing Follow the Leader.
So, in this flag set, we do have the Dungeon Heart Shuffle, which means that every dungeon will have at least 1 floor item, correct? Other than 9.
That is correct. That is one of the big shticks of the Elite 8 flags are the Heart Shuffle. So all the boss hearts are thrown into the pool, and you gotta figure out where some of those items can sometimes end. Wow, 3 sets of Danger Noodles.
And oddly enough, they were in those exact same rooms with each other at that moment, although the screens may look a little bit different.
Yeah, one playing on, Fred bombing the wrong direction. One on emulator, one on console. Does kind of see the color difference there. Plenty of money this season so far. 102 and 103. That's a nice place to be. If you find a candle early on, you can just buy it instead of trying to find that cave.
Yeah. Yeah, Fred kind of puts himself at a disadvantage, if you ask me, as Antlerz discovers level 9. By playing as the Givdo, you really can't always tell which direction you're facing, although when you get bomb drops like that, nothing's a disadvantage.
Keep me, which is interesting, as we did have a bait block in that dungeon, so at least that's there, but nice heads-up play by Fred, drops a bomb, gets his bomb drop on his 1 count, and gets back up to 6, as we find $2 bombs, so who cares, right?
Oh man, Antlerz is going to be tickled to see that.
Yeah, and that's pretty close to start as well, so, you know, that's good. This has been a pretty free seed so far.
Been useful as Fred's making use of the HUD, although that bomb shop is a bit isolated, but not hard to get to. It's just a matter of then leaving there and finding a good way to get anywhere else, which Fred managed to handle by just taking the HUD around.
Also interesting that we're 5 minutes in. We still haven't tried to head to the east to find out what our Armos item is.
Yeah, there's just been so much meat on the bone over here on this side of Hyrule that haven't made a ton of reaching out at this point, although Fred, it may be about to do just that.
Yeah, Indy Roads, so far so nice. Get right over there by the start. Also get that level 5 check out of Andrew the Grave. This is perfect. This lets him check both Armos. You can check the Grave one and then scroll right over to the Blue Ring Armos. And we should have our item here pretty quick.
Yeah, that is very useful. And hey, another bomb shop. Hey, for $2, why not? Throw down some more. Question chat, this is not the finals. The winner of this best of 3 matchup. Oh, wow. What a wonderful item. 4 hearts, though, I guess, technically. The winner of this matchup will face Fury SK for right to face Adaginos in the championship.
So not surprising to find a heart container.
Yeah, yes. There are a few of them.
Fred's going to take another up A. Not too big of a deal now. With the red ring, you can just kind of face take these guys as they mob the stairs there. I feel like this might be a first quest overworld at this point. Also a candle for Fred. I missed that, so that's nice.
Yeah, he went ahead and purchased the candle.
Yeah, I like that purchase. Especially you got a money-making game right by here by start as well. 4 HP on these blue octos, though.
At least 4.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
6? You know, whatever. And we have another dungeon at the arrow shop.
Yeah. Antler's going to check this Armos, and, well, he's not going to find an item, but he will find attacks.
Fred's going to see his power bracelet here pretty soon. So we found a couple of dungeons. We've gotten a free red ring. And nothing else so far. The lots left to explore. If it is indeed a first quest overworld, that power bracelet and recorder become pretty diminished in their use. So you kind of got to hope that this is, you know, one of those mixed quest overworlds. That's what I kind of like to see because everything's available then.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it opens up way more possibilities for the importance of various items. As we see Fred trying a somewhat unconventional screen scroll that you really need to know the layout of the game to be able to pull off. But yeah, like you said, 1 power bracelet spot already accounted for as a any road. So less and less usefulness if it is, like you said, first quest overworld.
Boy, those dark nuts. Thank goodness for the red ring. Alright, so we're going to get our grave checks here. And that pushes as well. So yeah, all signs point to first quest. Unless, you know, like the other night we had, with this same matchup, there was a ridiculous amount of second quest whistle checks that popped up. But it was, in fact, a mixed quest overworld, so anything is possible. And a key purchased by Antlerz.
Yeah. And guess what? Another dungeon, this one under a burn bush, so currently only Fred with access to that one.
This feels 3-ish? Maybe not.
So Fred made a nice discovery in that first dungeon room. The blue moblin went down like an old man into a nice bath. 1 HP at the most.
Yeah, and 3 on the red moblins, so able to at least get those cleared out. Unfortunately, the Zols do have more than one.
Yeah, it's nice to see those bomb dropping enemies, as if bombs weren't free enough in this seed, go down quickly.
Hey, bombs are not free in a dungeon. You can't go buy them. And, well, I say that, unless you find a bomb upgrade, but those are expensive. Ooh! 60 rupees for the large.
Well, life couldn't smile on them forever.
This is true.
So in this flagship, I'm asking you because you certainly have a very intimate knowledge of it, both having helped put it together and having played it as much as anybody. Can a mixed quest overworld have either first or second quest properties?
That is correct. With a change that Fred made right before this tournament, he added the ability for there to be either first quest mixed or second quest mixed. And so, with it being random overworld, it can roll either. And we have free silvers. What?
Hey, I mean that's a nice place to find silver arrows. They're at level 9, just like
They're level 9. I mean, we're robbing Saber, but hey, we got to beat the game. Wow. And Antler's showcasing some of these fantastic abilities that you could do with the screen scrolls here on Mirrored Overworld as we just hop skip on over to the waterfall. So far, tons of medium secrets. I think I've only seen one small. So if we end up hitting 4, we're in a second quest overworld. But again, I haven't seen any indications that this is second quest. Fred, gonna check a staircase. What do we have?
Naturally.
It's a red candle. All right.
So the candle is required for the red candle because this dungeon was underneath the burn bush.
Did you see his map? That is amazing.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, that's got to be an eye right here. I would assume. So like a level 8 style. But I mean,
yeah. This has got to be level. This has got to be like level 5 or something like that. If we're assuming first set is first quest, as a nice Kananaki by Fred as well. But yeah, this setup doesn't really look like 5 either, so maybe we were incorrect about the other one being level 1. Lots of Gomas.
So there was a room that Fred was in just a little bit before. Before now, he's in this room with 1,000 zombie links. They had 2 different types of bubbles. Care to elaborate a little bit about what exactly the difference between a red bubble and a blue bubble is in this race environment?
Blue bubbles are bad, and red bubbles make you go slow.
And why are blue bubbles bad?
Because they take away the fun from the viewership. But yeah, so basically, Red Bubble Curse is random. There's been 2 additional options added by Fred thus far. One of them is inverse controls. The other is slow motion. And as fun as inverse controls is, it's not quite nearly as fun as watching people walk really slow. As we do see shapes, this is a small one, so we've got shapes first half. So Fred definitely in first quest 8.
Yeah, trolled by that small amount that we saw of that ladder block dungeon earlier that certainly looked like level 1.
Yes, indeed. And Fred out of keys, unfortunately, here, kind of trying to navigate this dungeon. As we did see also that Stalfos have more than 4 HP.
Oh, great.
But yeah, this red candle is going to give Fred a pretty big advantage here. Just because it's going to... I mean, Dark Nuts are on the overworld, so for all intents and purposes, unless you run into a boss, your free reign. So, in this case, I feel like red candle is just as useful as a wand for the most.
Yeah, I mean, neither of them can deal with the whiz robe, so you're not wrong.
So you see these beefy Stalfos. Searching for that floor drop. So we got to deal with first quest level 7 as well. I think that's everybody's favorite, next to second quest level 8.
Yeah, I mean, Shapes gives you the chance to avoid both of those, but if you're doing vanilla dungeons, you're gonna have to face the facts with one or the other.
Until you get a 40 room level 6 in Shapes or something.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh.
Oh, that's everybody's favorite.
No, everybody's favorite is, well, you know what? In Swordless, no item can be discounted or discredited.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in any rang all the way. As we see, a raft as the second item here, level 8.
Now, talk about some incredible exploration he can do with that raft. Now, look at this boomerang paying dividends already, because the Blue Land Mola, Senior Caffeine, 0 HP.
At least the non-head portions. I think the heads end up having a different roll value than the segments, but it is pretty fun when you can use a boomerang and take down mold arms and such, and it's kind of like, got some good value out of this one.
And there's also the ability to, as we're seeing from Antlerz, at least his attempts here, to group enemies to maximize your output with the bombs that you have.
Yeah, that cannot be understated. Wow, really weird that there's not a drop in that room either.
I'm saving all the good drops for this room with the Dig Dogger.
Yeah, I 100%. I don't know if I have a red candle or wand, maybe not. There's still some situations where it could be useful, but man, when you don't have anything but bombs and a blue candle, that is the most OP item on the planet to have a boomerang. Especially when your wand or red candle's buried behind, say, a Gibdo that have 12 HP and you have 6 bombs, Speaking of bombs...
Let's see. Now you have 13 bombs. That's not a bad bomb upgrade. I'd say worth it. The one-time purchase of 125 rupees, he'll get over that eventually. Now, unfortunately for Fred, that raft he picked up earlier, while we're used to that opening up 2 spots on the overworld, it's really only opening up 1, because he's already, due to the brokenness of the mirrored overworld, he's already seen what's at one of those raft spots.
However, if there is one thing we have learned from Fred's shenanigans, it's that in inverse overworld or in mirrored overworld, level 4 raft spot always has a level.
Oh wow. And just laying on the ground there for Fred was the wonderful, tremendous Senior Jackson the Bow.
Very nice. And he does another Kananaki. Man, he's just tearing this stuff up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he hasn't had a key yet in the entirety of the game. But Antlerz finally makes his way to the top of the lid of the commode and finds the Triforce in this mystery-shaped dungeon.
Will he do a check for us? That's the question. Negative.
Nope.
Captain's log, stardate 78219. We're lost in deep space with no heading.
Not enough pauses, but then again, you were never one to do anything but select swap anyway.
I always check my level. But you are correct. I cannot pause buffer to save my life. So Fred trying to find the Triforce. It's being very sneaky.
Yeah, he knows it's not going to be in there.
Man, not only is it a dark room, it's the circle lock room.
Yeah, everything about that room said, "Leave me alone." Now he knows where it is,
Very nice.
and he's been there.
That might have been something he can't kill. Dig Doggerish, I think.
Yeah, there was a Dig Dogger in there somewhere, but maybe Goma?
Or Goma? It's one of the two. It's one of the jerk birds.
In one of those offshoot rooms that nobody likes. Yep, Blue Goma.
Well, good news, he just got the bow.
If only he knew where to find some extremely powerful arrows.
Yeah, good news, the silvers are free.
The bad news, Fred doesn't know that, and he's gonna go into the Grimace dungeon instead.
Well, this is purple.
I would say so. Oh man, a key. What is Fred gonna do with that?
Skip it in Connecticut.
Really hurts his intended strats. And sure
Very
enough, what does he
nice.
do? So, Antlerz at 21 minutes and change found the intended location of a candle. So, good for him there.
Yeah, the heart container. So yeah, Fred off to, while he's not actually, ahead in Triforces, is off to a pretty blazing start here.
Yeah, he's had tons of successful exploration and a lot of good item pickups. And they just keep coming.
Oh gosh!
So we've seen 2 floor drops in this room, in this dungeon, so we're looking at either 2 or 1.
And like, the silvers are free. If ladder's not needed, this is wow.
It's alright. Ladder's gonna be in the staircase here.
Yeah, this is level 1 and it has the ladder, just like, oh man.
Oh, he takes the Triforce, and I bet we're gonna see our first Triforce check of the evening.
Yeah, you definitely want to check these, because you want to know if this is one. And it is! Gotta go right back in.
Gotta go back in. Too much at stake.
And, yeah, this is gonna be it right here.
Well, at least it's an easy, quick check.
Another heart container. So not a ladder, which is good, but in fact, we actually think the ladder is required, though we don't know the layout of that one dungeon. We just assume that it's required.
It seemed important. We'll put it that way.
And you never know, you might need the power bracelet.
Yeah, oddly enough, Fred has not quite found every dungeon. Oh!
At least the keys die.
Okay. There's that, at least.
God, there is nothing worse. It's like, yeah, we got him grouped. Oh, gosh.
Now I have to chase all these guys down, and I don't get any drops.
Letter for Fred. Gonna take a save. So he's found 1 and 8 and gotten all items out of both, along with a free red ring. Like, and we've got really squishy red dark nuts, man.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to call collusion here on Fred's part.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. overall, I mean, as soon as he gets up there and finds those silvers, there's not a lot to slow him down. He'll be able to go through these dungeons really quick. A lot of these things are really low HP anyway, as we do see Antlerz making great use out of this boomerang that he picked up.
Yeah, that has low-key been Antler's biggest success so far in this race.
The peasants are revolting!
Peasants are revolting, and apparently you've got to take a staircase to get up to the rest of that this dungeon.
Well, able to get down here a little bit. Man, that Bleok room has the ability to have a drop, I think, in shapes. I think you can have it where you have to clear that. So we'll see what happens. But man, look at all these enemies that just fall down to the boomerang.
Man, we always focus on the +4 side of HP, but the -4 is a very real thing as well.
And there is a recorder on the floor as well.
Almost not worth the walk, but
I
that's
almost didn't see it. I was like, what is he walking over there? Oh!
No, definitely in this, especially if you don't get all the items out of a given dungeon, going to be nice to be able to go, if nothing else, go back to the ones you've already completed.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, the fact that their starting screen was actually level 2, and it was not a lake, is guaranteed first quest overworld. So, Recorder and Power Bracelet have heavily diminished uses, but at least with the Recorder, you can get around the overworld, so it allows you to travel just a little bit faster if you do manage to pick up some of the Triforces.
Yeah. So there are 3 Power Bracelet spots at large, 1 Raft spot, and 1 Recorder spot that we can possibly check out. Hey, there's the magical bombs.
Yeah, you have to wonder when the friend's gonna go up that direction on Death Mountain. Generally, it's one of the last places that most people check. Especially if it's first quest overworld, there's not a lot of checks up there.
Yeah, and it's that place that you typically, in the back of your mind, are just hoping isn't important, so you try to will it to be that way.
Right, and there's always something. Until there's not, and that's when you check it early. It's like Schrodinger's Zelda.
Not wrong.
More hearts. Lots of hearts. Red ring. Man, what more could you ask for? Wand on the floor and 1. Bow on the floor and 2. Red ring on the floor and another dungeon. Silvers in the White Sword Cave. Who rolled this thing?
There is a technical answer to that.
I mean, clearly Fredbot's slacking. Yeah, Antler's making our tracker's job a little bit difficult, not pausing pretty much ever. Found both items, so doesn't really truly care what dungeon it is. He knows it's not 1 or 2 because it's too big, so we'll just have to keep on guessing.
Alright, so the other Raft spot did at least contain something useful. Choice between heart and potion. Fred takes a heart. He now has 10, which, opens up the possibility of that magical bomb pack. As well as also, when at full health, he has, 40 hearts worth of defense?
Yeah, and an interesting choice that he did not take a potion there. I believe he ran into a red bubble earlier, and it did nothing. So we don't seem to have a curse this time around either. So making it, potion's still nice, but with red ring, yeah, might as well just grab an extra. And he's going to be able to clear this just so much faster. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. We watched Antlerz go through this in what felt like halftime, compared to what we're going to see Fred doing. That red candle really... I mean, I know it felt silly because you had to have the blue candle in order to get it, but man, the difference in these swordless races, the difference between those two candles is really night and day.
And chat nicely pointing out that Fred already had a potion, so that's why he took the heart container, but does skip the one here in what we assume is level 3, 4, 5. One of those. Not even interested at this point. Not going to waste the 15 seconds or so to go pick it up. Meanwhile, Antler is still employing some pretty awesome strats here. Gets a bomb drop off of Force along with the room drop, so back up to a tidy 8.
Yeah, now, however, we're talking about all these things that Fred can do that Antlers can't, but this could turn on a dime here if Antlers comes across the bow here in level 8. That is going to be a coup for him.
Yeah, and he'll actually be able to finish level 8, which means he won't have to backtrack into it, as he already has the silver arrows. So we'll actually make up a little bit of time there over Fred.
Yeah, I mean, technically he has a Triforce advantage right now, but Fred is going to close that gap pretty quickly, as he now has both items out of this 3-4-ish dungeon.
Yeah, and Antlers will also pick up a red candle here, most assuredly. So, while again, not the wand, the fact that Dark Nuts are not in dungeons really does make such a big difference. And we haven't seen any Pulse Voice really either, which likely means they're actually paired up with Wizrobes, which is always entertaining. But he'll have bow and arrows to deal with Pulse Voice anyway, so he'll have the ability to deal with everything that the dungeons can throw at him. So even if he does delay that wand a little bit, it's not going to really make a big difference.
Yeah, I totally agree. People like to complain about about running into nasty enemies like Dark Nuts and stuff like that on the overworld. To me, like, that's fantastic. That's just one less enemy I got to worry about in a dungeon.
Yeah, especially with these flags, Dark Nuts on the overworld is probably the greatest thing on the planet that could ever happen to you.
Yeah, you're short of being stuck on a ladder, trying to get down from the start screen. You're never going to be locked in a room with Dark Nuts if they're on the overworld. Oh, Antlers, if you just knew what you were going to have soon, it would make all of this so much more worth it to you.
Oh, he did get the other gel. Very nice. He hit the boomerang anyway, but still, it's always that little victory that the gel walked into the flame as he picks up his red candle.
Well earned.
As Fred finds the free one.
No reason not to burn it at this point. I assume he's going to go check that recorder spot.
And there it is. The free bow. Now he's got silvers. And 168 shots.
And not a lot of stuff to buy.
No, I mean...
He's not going to have to buy arrows.
Maybe the meat, but it was like 54 rupees. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
And he already got the one bomb upgrade, which was 5, so there's another one somewhere, but man, you're not really hurting for money anywhere. And we've still got 2 large somewhere on the overworld, even though they're only 60.
He picked up a second large secret at some point.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, no reason to worry about the blue ring, about the arrows, any of that kind of stuff. Those small secrets, and the low large secret stinks, but having an above average medium secret and an above average small secret really is useful.
Oh, and Fred gonna make the arrow purchase. Only he knew. But this is the right choice, 100%.
Yeah, it's the wrong play, but it's the right play, if you know what I mean.
For sure. I mean, again, you haven't ran into Pulse Voice, so you know they're in a dungeon. You do have the wand, but it's just so much faster to shoot an arrow. And obviously, we have to have them for the Goma, and we don't know where silvers are. So 100% the right play. It's just one of those things that, as observers, we're kind of like, no.
Antler's, on the other hand, well aware of where the silvers are, what Goma's blocking, and he has his Triforce out of level 8. Even picked up the raft for good measure.
Yeah, and I'm still holding that steady 1 Triforce lead. As we do find yet, this purpley dungeon.
Was that level 1 that Fred got all of his good stuff out of?
I believe so.
Yeah. Oh man, what a huge find for Antlerz. This could be big for him. Or I should say will be big for him. It's going to be big for him.
Yeah, Antlerz is scary when he gets going. And once he gets this wand, there's, again, outside of a ladder, there's nothing to search for. I don't think you even look for a ladder unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah. Now was it he or Fred that came across that? I think it was Fred that came across that dungeon that we were thinking was one earlier that we postulated would be ladder blocked.
I think they both found it because they both got the red ring.
Okay.
But we also didn't have any bombs or anything to check the postern walls. So there is the possibility of being able to walk around. Keys, however, seem to still be a bit of an issue.
As Fred finds a dungeon at a bit of an out-of-the-way spot. That could buy him a little bit of time.
And that is definitely a shape. It's like a porcupine that's pissed off.
And his ant friend.
His ant friend, yes. And we do a Triforce right away for Fred.
And a wand almost right away for Antlerz. Yeah, go ahead and use your last key. Who cares? You just picked up the wand, for crying out loud.
And that is a level 4. So level 3 and level 4 here for Fred. So one of those two is what he had gotten. I believe it's level 3. And we have another one, the Pepto.
Okay, so I guess maybe Antlerz had found that dungeon already, because he does have that one on his radar.
And Fred not even flinching and paying the big toll there. Well, and it pays off with the Triforce, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close to him not having enough money, but he just squeaks by with it.
That's level 6. Yeah, we're not going back in there right now. Fred is playing this, and he doesn't know it, but he is playing this perfectly right now, as silvers are free, and he's just Triforcing and going. He's not looking for anything. He's not trying to get anything. He's just going.
Oh. I kind of hate that he left Death Mountain there, although I guess he can record her back.
Yeah, I'm not quite entirely sure what that was about, but
I mean, he went into a door repair.
Hey, 4 rupees is 4 rupees, man.
Yeah, that's 2 bomb packs.
Yeah, that's true. In this one, it is 2 bomb packs. So Fred, hey, he could actually get up towards the silvers here. That's kind of where he's heading. Gonna check these 2 offshot spots here, and then hopefully take the ladder.
Yeah, one can only hope. Although making this scroll across to
And a dungeon!
Oh!
In the forgotten spot. Who would have ever guessed?
We forgot about dungeon. Oh man, and Antlerz taken some time to dig out this last item. Yes, it is all the way at the very top, and I'm pretty sure it was just a heart container. But, for everything that he got out of level... oh, no, that is not it. That is a ladder-blocked key. So maybe he picked up all the items and didn't realize it.
Yeah, it was a heart container and a staircase. Yeah, I guess Antlerz did find this one earlier, so... My surprise! I'm so sorry. Not really.
Ah, yes, this was the Turlet dungeon.
Saber's already in 9. We had one that said, I can see level 9 from my house. Man. Saber's just getting stalked everywhere he goes.
Yeah, and he has no idea it's happening because... And then we also got that Ganon was right behind him. But he has no idea it's happening because he's wearing a blindfold.
Yeah, that's true. Blindfold master indeed. Fred, gonna check this room. Make sure that we're not having any ladder Triforce shenanigans.
Unfortunately, we're not. Yet.
Yeah, still gotta double check that other dungeon still. Which neither of our runners have been back to yet. It's right there by the start of Vanilla Start, anyways. Another dig dogger. And it's a hot container, which I don't think Antlerz got. So
no,
again,
that was... Yeah. That was pre-recorder for him. Wow,
this...
And Mola heads.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Up.
It's like one of those things that's like, give me your strength, like Dragon Ball Z type, and they just took all the power out of the Links because they're super weak, and then it's like, yeah, let's have an 8 HP head. Brad grabbing another Triforce.
Which is a required staircase to a room all by itself that contains the Triforce.
Speaking of that dungeon, we have Antlerz in that dungeon. Map is ladder block. Perfect.
Yeah.
Could this be 7? I feel like this could be 7.
Or it could be shape 6.
We found shape 6 on Death Mountain.
Okay.
But this is there's one bomb wall left here, maybe? I think Antlerz is thinking the same thing, and it is most assuredly that is inaccessible without a ladder.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's either 2 or 7. Obviously. I feel like those
Bold statement there, Cotton.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see if it pays off later.
But what we do know is that ladder is indeed required for this seed, so we can only hope it's in the belly of level 6.
Let's say back to level 6 we go. Hopefully for Fred, back to Death Mountain he will go at some point.
Wow, wow. High try.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how different a dungeon is when you have the wand and such.
That one is that was level 7, so the other one is in fact level 2. It's a shapes level 2.
Huh, because I thought Fred got the Triforce out of this one that Antlerz is in.
Well, if he did, then it's been marked incorrectly, but it is in fact level 7. Or Antlerz has picked up level 7 at some point, so yeah. I don't know, man. It's all part of the confusion.
If only he would check.
More often, yeah.
But, here he is in the semifinals of the elimination bracket, there I was getting knocked out before we even got to the Elite 8 flag, so you can go ahead and judge away.
I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's nice to know, but you don't. It's not really that necessarily that big of a deal if you're just running it and you found the items. So this does in fact have a room. So this has to be level 7. It has a blank room in it.
Ah.
Not sure what dungeon Fred's in. It's got to be. I'm not sure. I don't know. He's got the Triforces out of everything. Maybe he's just item hunting at this point.
Yeah, he's a little short on item knowledge compared to Antlerz at this point, both in the location of the silvers and the guarantee that one particular dungeon is ladder blocked.
Getting word that Fred's in 7. Again, kind of thrown off by the color palettes between the two different types of hardware, but
yeah. Again, don't adjust your sets. They are in the exact same dungeon at the moment.
Name that tune. I know the tune. I couldn't name it. I'm terrible at naming things.
I think that's Mozart's 40th Symphony.
Forest of Illusion. You were close though. I mean, they're one and the same. Don't get me wrong. Clearly, Mozart wrote Forest of Illusion before Super Mario World ever came around.
I'm not sure which one came first, but one of them certainly did.
We'll find the item first. It is fcoughlin, and it is just another heart container. Yeah. So we're just looking for the floor item here, which is always fun.
Yeah, it's the best game. And Fred at least has the... Well, no, he doesn't. No, it could have been a bomb that dropped somewhere. Could have been that lovely white sword.
And so he hasn't gotten the Triforce, so we will get that. So outside of level 3, are actually 3 and 6, I guess. So yeah, Antlerz hasn't been to Death Mountain, but Fred hasn't been to the other part of Death Mountain either to get the silver. And he's also, I guess we haven't found level 9 yet either?
Antlerz found level 9. It's
okay.
The Vanilla Letter Cave. Fred did not check that room, I don't think. Or that.
Okay, that... yeah, he clicked over there, so he did. So his thing is he's not searching for dungeons anymore. So while he knows a white sword cave is on the table, how likely are you to go search for it?
Yeah, it's so. Not that I would ever suggest that anyone would forget, but it's so easy to forget.
I do it all the time, right? And I'm supposed to be the guy in the top bracket finals, and I forget. I'll be going through and I'll be like, I've cleared everything. I can't find anything. And then it's like, oh, there's a white sword that's under a burn bush I forgot.
Guys, I don't think this seed is beatable.
Right? It's like, wait, what? Ooh, these guys rolled up to... And he doesn't get a replacement bomb, unfortunately.
Now...
Good news! They're $2.
Yeah! Now, bad news, Fred doesn't have a ton of money, but the, I don't remember where I was going at this point.
Well, the other bad news is he has to realize that he is in fact ladder blocked at this point. Yeah. So he's got to go back somewhere to get a ladder, which really sucks. And maybe that'll actually propel him to look for the White Sword Cave.
Yeah, and yeah, that was where I was going earlier. Is in an odd way, the good news for Fred is that he has 2 items that he absolutely needs, that he does not know the location of yet. So that increases the number of places, theoretically, that he would be looking for them.
Now, did either of them try to walk through the walls in level 2?
I feel like Antlerz did. I don't know if Fred has really been back around.
I mean, he was just in there, but...
Oh, okay. It's been such a fast-paced run. We jokingly say is we're, no closer to finishing it 50 minutes in than we were, a little while ago. But it really has been a fast-paced run.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're 50 minutes in, and we're one ladder from being done. So, all intents and purposes, if you consider the fact that there was a 3.5 hour almost, well, it was just shy of 3 hour seed a couple of days ago, this is by far and away extremely fast.
Noping out of that heart container is Antlerz. He's still in that level 7, so he.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the floor drop in here, which again can be a little bit of a harrowing experience to search for, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is he has all the tools. He's got the recorder. He's got a bow and arrows. He's got everything he needs in order to take out anything he runs into. He's got a wand, so nothing's going to stop him other than a possible ladder block, which means we don't need a ladder anymore. And wow, super squishy doggers. And we have another heart container.
A heart container. Oh, man.
I think that's 2 for this dungeon, which means this one's no longer needed either. Also of note, the bomb upgrade for Antlerz, and still sitting on 200 rupees, whereas Fred has a meager 11 and has also got that 8 bomb limit. So we'll see if that comes into play later on at level 9.
Certainly could. First quest, level 9. Not,
The Devil's Playground.
Yeah, I mean it's the middle ground in terms of level 9s for a randomizer. It's at least you have a firm understanding of the layout versus what you would have in shapes, although it is a bit more hateful than second quest level 9. Holy bombs for Fred. And they mean nothing because he already has 8.
Yeah, and Antlerz just turned down the second bomb upgrade as well here in level 7.
Yeah, at this point I think it might be better to just know that you have, what essentially amounts to infinite silver arrows.
Well, also, I'm sure that's got to be nagging the back of his mind is, I've only got 2 keys. Let's save some money and buy some.
There's that. Then there's also the fact that right outside of level 9 is the cheap bomb shop. So, all sorts of things potentially playing into Antler's decision. And hey, look, there is a meat/ladder combo block.
I was just saying, is that a meat block to get to the top of this dungeon, which would contain the ladder? Because why not? Nope, never mind. Unless you can't bomb, and then yes. Will the dream be realized? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, there's a staircase, or not staircase. The shutter door here suggests that it's just a very annoying workaround. Although he's going in the lower direction first.
Gets back some dollars.
Yeah. Nice thing about silver arrows is that they sometimes pay for themselves.
And you can, in fact, circumvent. Oh, but you can't!
Oh, it keeps.
Oh my God! Yes! The delivers.
Oh, everything has led up to this moment. Oh, wow.
What? This is a massive turning point for Antlers too, because Fred bailed on the dungeon and doesn't even have money for meat right now.
Yeah.
And we were talking about,
Yes.
hey, there's that cheap bait right by this dungeon in case we need it later on.
Yeah, probably not a big deal, but hey, maybe later. I don't know. Felt cute. Might delete this.
Oh man, I love it when meats are required. This is amazing.
Oh man, and it has been, oh gosh, since the semifinals, I want to say, of maybe 3 tournaments ago. But it was a great pun then, and it's a great pun now. That discovery by Antlers might be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, unfortunately, because that we know the ladder. He finds his silvers, which is fantastic, but we know this is required, and Fred has so many other places to look. Why would you dig First Quest 7?
Why? Well, at least we have take some solace in knowing that if Redbirdgrad had made it to this point in the tournament, this would be the end of him.
Yes, indeed, it would have been. Oh my goodness, what a swing! Of all things, everything was free. Even that was pretty free, but who's gonna, like, oh my goodness. I love it.
That was that. I mean, that's tops right there. I mean,
And look at that
been a
level
long time.
too.
Ooh, it's a stick figure. But I mean, it has been a long time since I've seen a chain of events quite like that one.
Wait,
Many different...
Fred's back at 7!
Oh wow. Come
and
on,
he's got monies! Oh my goodness. This game is this is gonna be the death of me, I think. Antler still has to find 3 and 6 also. Which the Triforce is pretty free in 6, to be fair, but man. Feed me more, it says. Man, when Fred sees this, he's just gonna be like, are you serious? What monstrosity have I created?
Just don't let these zombie links kill you before you make the startling discovery, Fred.
Will he use the key? That's the true question. Antlers was not afraid to use a key in order to find that information out.
Yeah. At this point, you gotta think that, I mean, between the ladder block and the bait block, you've got to be thinking there's something there. There's something there. We've searched this entire far and wide to try to find this floor item. We found nothing but heart containers everywhere. Please, I gotta know what's in here.
Oh, yes! The 2 delivers! All the way at the top of the hook.
One way to get there.
Are you gonna do it, Fred? He's gonna do it! He's gonna see it!
Oh, by God, you better clear this room out, Fred.
Unbelievable. Boom! Now does you remember where meat's at.
Why are these people so good at this game to know to do this, man? And hey, there's a book, which would have been useful about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I really don't know why he picked that up. It's First Quest 9, so it's not really worth getting, in my opinion, at this point. But he still does have level 3 and 6 left, so I guess with that in mind, that's a good pickup. I guess I can buy that. If I just had First Quest 9, I probably wouldn't do that, but 3 and 6 for sure. So he's done with 2. Fred just found a ladder. He knows where to go. Wow!
And to be fair, yeah, Antlers doesn't have quite the knowledge of level 6 that Fred does, so he could think that that is a very important pickup for him.
Well, I'm not sure if that was like a direct path or not either, so it could have been one of those things where Fred just opted the right direction and ran into the Triforce.
Pick up the ladder first before you up A. Thank you, Fred. Whew, this, I mean, we can debate who has an edge here or there at this point, but it really is, I mean, the cliche is true. It's going to come down to level 9 at this point. Keys are going to be a factor. Sure. Bombs are going to be a factor. Life,
keys
not so
more
much.
Than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 0 keys on one side and 1 on the other. And Antler's still got to find 3 and 6, which means he's got to get up to Death Mountain, and he's about as far away as you can get right now. Meanwhile, I mean, Fred knows where 2 is, and he knows where the Triforce is in 8, so he's probably about 4 minutes from go mode.
He's just got to, you know, survive through the rest of this dungeon, and, you know, take the Triforce that is rightfully his from this blue Goma. Man, just as I called Fred out for being dead in the water, he goes back to level 7, makes the grade A play.
Well, I mean,
I'm astonished.
At the same time, right, so we looked at his map. He had 10 rooms left, give or take. Plus, the alternative is we go dig shape 6 with no map. I mean,
Fair point.
I mean, I can see the logic.
Okay. Now, having heard this recorder tune about 1,000 times in the last 3 minutes, I no longer mistake it in any way, shape, or form for Mozart's 40th Symphony.
It's clearly Beethoven.
Although there are, you know, not to get too artsy-fartsy here, but there are quite a few similarities in the motif we're hearing there, and something that you might find out of that Romantic period.
I'm sure many of our current composers are inspired by such people.
Not Tintin. He is inspired only by himself and the tens that make up his name. If he were 9-9, he might need some help.
It is Cullen Saber then. Alright, so Dungeon 1 of 2 found here for Antlers. And so again, yeah, this is where the book is going to pay off. Don't have to think about it, just go, go, go. I think the Triforce was really fast in this one.
It was.
I forgot the map was one room in.
Well, you know, Fred put it together to where maps would be easier to find in shapes.
And until you need them. Yeah, right there. And I think you walk into level 6 and it's exactly the same way. Unless this is level 6 and the other one was 3. I don't know.
That would be a really small level 6.
I mean, this is literally probably most likely going to be 100% neck and neck going into level. Now, Fred doesn't have a map, so he doesn't know that that was the right direction.
There is a map.
There it is.
Okay.
That's the map.
So book.
For the last 4 rooms. Okay, so this is what Fred did. Okay, so... Oh, Antlerz does it! Oh my god, we're gonna get like simultaneous Triforce pickups. This is sick!
This is great.
I love this game, Liquid!
And we've totally nerfed the wand at this point.
Like, what?
Let's go to level 9!
Like, what? After everything, bam, we're going to level 9. Except Fred's like right here already, so he doesn't have to whistle. So slight advantage, Fred. Just I'm literally mind blown because we went back and forth. Antlerz is screwed because he doesn't have this. Now Fred's screwed because he doesn't have a ladder. And here we are walking into 9 within 10 seconds of each. With Fred, no keys, mind you, and Antlerz only 2.
Oh man, well,
there's a key.
Fred's got 1 now, but the known issue of Wizrobes here.
Oh, and they've got so many HP. Oh, this is terrible. Go! Oh, you can't go left or right.
The only way.
It's a required stair. That's brutal. So if you leave to go buy bombs, you have to clear this room again. And they both get screwed by the trap.
What is with the trap door?
It does that. For whatever reason, there is a bug with that door that if you walk out like that, it shuts.
All right.
This is fantastic. I love this. This is so fun. So glad that you joined me tonight. I really am. I have missed doing commentary with you.
Likewise, sir. I make no bones that I love doing commentary for vanilla races, but man, sometimes it's nice to just get back in here and be like, oh my god, it's the wand! Or in this case, the bait block.
I'm gonna have to go visit Dairy Queen sometime. We'll see. Oh man, this seed is delivering so hard. Man. There's Ganon's room. It's got a key. That's nice. So Fred up to 2. That's a comfortable place.
Say, all of a sudden, Fred has a better resource situation as far as like live resources. His RAM is better. His ROM may not be better than Antlerz's, but his RAM is.
Oh man. Oh, these rooms are. This is why I like Shapes 9, because Shapes 9 doesn't do this to you most of the time. First Quest 9's like, nope, none of these bomb walls are gonna open. Have fun fighting the staircase.
This would have been the one situation that might have played to my advantage, because I am so stingy and cheap with my resources in level 9 that I would still have all of my bombs.
What is going on here? Do we have to take a second staircase to go anywhere?
I mean, we're hitting a dead end here where there's got to be a bomb wall or something.
I mean, tons of keys, but now we're like, how do I get bombs? Well, I mean, if you're Antlerz, you force off Tektites. Let's be real. There's a bomb wall.
Let's say our drop group shuffled or something.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can't get bomb drops outside of a 2-bomb orange Wizrobes.
Yep.
That's it. But man, we're getting all the keys, so who cares? Hey, there's a compass!
Oh, Patra's got the compass! But Fred has the book. Alright.
Oh man, I'm walking north. Fred's gonna go the south route.
He is perhaps banking that, Oh!
We're again! Ah, that is why Fred is looking around. That makes sense.
That's his last bomb!
That is indeed his last bomb.
Oh no.
He's got to hope to be able to walk up and left. Oh god. The game is cruel. No! Antlerz only has 2. Now he's got 1. If this doesn't bomb up here, then he's going to go force a bomb. And again, level 9 does it. It's like, no, I'm going to stonewall you. You are not going to bomb left.
By the way, you're gonna need some bombs for these bomb walls. Also, you're gonna need some bombs to clear out that really nasty first Wizrobe room.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for Fred, again, we've got bombs right over here, but he only has a max of 8, whereas Antlerz has 13, so that really helps him out.
Yeah, Antlerz has 12 now.
If he clears this, oh, he bumped it. I was gonna see if he clears this out, he's got a 9 count, but he bumped it. Patra guards the map. So vanilla.
Map and compass for Patra. He has got all of the important roles here in level 9.
He's gonna do it. It doesn't bomb, but we have a staircase. Let's check the staircase.
Oh, you hate taking the staircase here because you feel like you're going away from where you need to be, but what can you do?
Top right, bottom left. All right.
Could have been worse. You suggested one that was worse.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you burn 2 keys. Why not?
Yeah, there is that.
This is going to take you to Ganon, though. In theory.
Unless the old man gets in the way.
Nope, he's north, right here.
Okay, so the play was the staircase. Not to leave.
And you can go left!
Oh, wow.
Will there be a bomb wall required to get to Zelda? That is the question of the night now.
Strong Ganon fight for Antlers. I have minimized the IRC race room because I don't want to know.
He could go north. He could go north again.
One more.
And there it is.
There it is.
Gee,
Go north yet again.
gee. Man, it was so close.
What? I mean, I am speechless. I am without speech. What a tremendous race. So many ups and downs. Fred had everything he needed all along, but no way to possibly know that.
Right, no bombs required. Man, indeed, this dungeon is just stonewalling to the ends of the earth. Oh, Forest of Illusion. Clearly, that's incorrect. It was Beethoven. From Super Symphony World. I don't know where these guys are getting all this stuff from, but.
Someone did try to save face for me and say it was Ludwig von Koopa.
There you go. That works.
It was definitely Mozart I was hearing.
Frank could use his last bomb. Maybe. He's testing fate and he dies.
I think he's probably gonna use his last half a heart before he uses anything.
Even the potion with 2 charges.
Yeah. It may be a point of pride at this point for Fred.
Antlers with the nice Mortal Kombat call out.
I guess Scorpion is his colors. He tends to run things gold and black. As one should.
Man, what a race.
And I believe I just pulled Antlers into the conversation with us. Antlers, if you're here with us, congratulations, man. Everyone always says, hey, you're gonna want to watch this one back. You're gonna want to watch this one back.
He's still in shock.
I would be.
I do enjoy how they keep wanding down the Bull's voice with with arrows, but to be fair, they did roll very low on HP, so that's okay.
Yeah, I mean it is a menu.
It's select swap. Can you hear us, Antlers?
Oh, hey, there you are.
Hey, man. Wow. I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, but, we always say, hey, you're going to want to watch this one back. We don't always mean it. This one, you're going to want to watch this one back. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I had a feeling we were probably pretty close to each other. just based on where everything was. I honestly kind of felt like I might be a little behind until I found the ladder and the vertical chute. I felt like that might have gotten me a lead, but obviously it'll be fun to watch it back.
Yeah. I mean, we could spoil it for you, or you can watch it back, but man, it was there.
Fred just found an alternate path to Ganon that involved the use of, you guessed it, bombs.
Bombs, which, it's kind of the bane of the existence at the end there.
I guess I bombed the wrong wall then.
It was actually like down south towards the teeth. You couldn't bomb any of the walls in that column that was read by Ganon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because of course. Why would you be able to?
Yeah, and basically the difference is you took the Patra staircase and Fred up and 8 out to go buy bombs.
Yeah, it makes way more sense to be right next to where Ganon is and take a staircase as opposed to try to find him. That's, clearly the correct play.
Yeah, I mean, I was real close a few times to giving up on that level 7. And I'm real glad I didn't, because I would have found 2 other unimpeded dungeons that I would have full cleared before going back.
Yeah, I mean, the forced meat block, we're like, hey, you found a way around the meat block, and then it's a shoot room, and you clear it, and the ladder's there, and I'm just like, the seed finally delivered.
Yeah, I mean, I was maybe going to even skip ladder until I realized that the level just south of level 7 was ladder blocked. And I'm like, okay, well, I've got more digging to do at this point.
Yeah, that was a pretty wicked level 2 as well. Hello, Fred. Good game, sir.
Thank you. Oh, that was painful.
On a scale of 1 monkey to 10, how many suns were there when you could not find that ladder in level 7?
Oh, you don't want to know how many of those got uttered during the process there.
We were all just really, I mean, it was, I said it to Antlers, and I'll say it again, everyone wants to say, hey, you're going to want to watch this one back. This one was worth watching, and I would watch this one again. It was, I mean, back and forth, there were moments where we thought, Adrian and I were saying, oh man, Antlers is approaching a situation where he's not going to be able to come back. And then all of a sudden it was, oh my gosh, if Fred doesn't realize that he needs to go back to level 7, realize that he needs the meat, go buy the meat, go back into level 7, this one's completely over. And then, as luck would have it, you two are walking into level 9, within 10 seconds of each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's insane.
I completely believe it. I mean, again, Antlers is one of the best, proven it time and time again, proven it here. There's a reason that Antlers has done so well in these tourneys, and nothing, hats off to you. Nothing else I could say there. You've been crushing these seeds here, and looking forward to watching the last couple of rounds here. I think at this point you've got a really good chance of making it all the way. I cannot deny that in the least.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's it was an honor to finally get to race you head to head. Like I was saying in IRC the other night, I don't think we've ever raced head to head, and
yeah, I don't think so. Somehow we've never made it against each other in one of these tournaments, which is really crazy. But as I said, clearly you've shown you're at the absolute top of the class there. So well played.
Well, I appreciate it, but I think that if we raced 10 times, it'd be pretty close to a 5-5 split. I think that it just kind of, it sounds like it kind of bounced my way in level 9. That was really all it was, because, if we were walking in basically at the same time.
It could have turned either way. Let's see here. How many bomb marks do I have on my map? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did at least 10 wrong bomb walls.
And you only had 8 bombs.
You actually didn't need to do any bomb walls. If you took that Patra staircase, the spiral, it dropped you in the bottom left tooth, and you could have walked to get it.
What do you know? Yeah, I kind of just went desperate of, okay, I need bombs. There's a giant bomb wall here, and didn't even click to try in the Patra. I was like, at this point, I've got to bomb through or nothing. So, turned out the or nothing was the correct answer.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the no left, the no right, forced staircase 1 room up?
Well, technically, I wasn't sure if it was actually forced, because I don't know if I ever actually bombed the right wall there, but that was definitely a rough intro to 9, especially where, unless you wanted to keep exiting and re-entering, you were going to have to use a bunch of bombs there in the first place. So, at least there was a bomb shop really close by, but that was part of the reason I ended up exiting the level twice to go buy bombs, because I kept running into that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked in, I think, with 7, and I forced twice, and I still almost ran out before I even took the first staircase.
Oh, geesh.
Yeah, it was rough because, like we're saying, we were obviously looking to need bombs later on in the dungeon, and you needed to use so many just to get through the first room. And yeah, level 9 was a bit hateful in that it was strangely linear, especially early on.
Yep, you just had to, take the right turns there in order to get through, and, if you took the right turns, it turns out great. If you take the wrong turns, you take a lot of bombs trying to get through to where you think Ganon is, and, apparently you could get there, just required a lot more turns and twists and evilness.
Yeah, when I saw that I got dropped off in the left tooth, I was like, well, crap, now I've got to leave. I had to spend like 3 keys after that I was able to get there just walking.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that because I entered level 9 with none. I ran out chasing through all the other levels to try to find the items, and got that at the very end there in 6, but was completely... Maybe I had a key, but I think I had at most 1 key, if not 0, entering level 9. I was able to pick up a few throughout the level, but I don't know if I would have had enough. If you're saying you needed 3 keys, if I would have had enough to get over to Ganon going that way.
Yeah, keys were kind of rough this seed, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I always kind of just had just as many as I needed and no more. But in level 9, I think I walked in with 3. I bought 2 keys this seed, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was able to avoid buying any keys, but that definitely made things a little trickier. I did a Canana key or 2 to try to conserve keys at places, and it was just a little bit of a definitely a key-starved seed. But clearly you've shown no matter what's thrown at you, you are incredible competition. So I'm looking forward to the semifinal match here.
Yeah, and looking forward to that. Like Fred says. Going from an opponent that you haven't had a lot of chances to race against, like you said, never head-to-head Antlers, you're now going up against Fury SK, a guy who you may have had a head-to-head race or 2 against in the past.
Yeah, just 1 or 2.
I know he has gone on record saying that he doesn't know how much longer he's going to be able to beat you in anything. He feels like he's sort of standing still as you'd been improving, and it's certainly an exciting matchup to look forward to, as Fred has mentioned. Fred, if you'd ever lost at a game show, you would have known that we'd say we have some lovely parting gifts here for you.
I've lost before on the game shows. Don't even.
No, Fury's really, really good, and I think kind of sometimes gets a little overlooked, to be honest. I think he is right up there with anybody, and can and really, really knows the randomizer well as well, which really helps. He's gonna be just as tough as the last 2 races, or since when I faced him the first time, and hopefully I'll have luck on my side again, and if I don't, I don't, and it'll be fun to watch a rematch of him and Adaginos. But I'm excited to get another shot at him.
I'm kind of torn because I need revenge for last tournament.
Yeah, I thought you might be. Thought that might be on your mind a little bit, but I think you'll probably get it if I get past Fury, but I doubt that happens anyway.
It'll be good to watch. I enjoy watching both of you. Like you were saying, I mean, Fury, in my opinion, he was in my top 5 coming into this, just because whenever he plays something, it's not normal flags. It's always something off the wall. It's difficult. He plays things that forces him to learn stuff about the randomizer. Like he's playing Blackout today, so he was identifying rooms super quick and just forcing bombs and making informed decisions. And so it's just one of those things where, as far as like we're talking about knowledge of the randomizer, he's got a lot of it, and that's what kind of these flags really pull into. While there's a lot of luck involved, there's a lot of things you need to know. And so, you know, and you're the same way. I'm really looking forward to watching the matches.
I appreciate that. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to playing it, and whether I race against you or I'm a spectator, it'll be fun to be around the championship as well.
Fred, we're sorry to see you go.
Well, it's been a blast. Thank you guys again for running things. Thank you for HN and Dark there doing all the hard work behind the scenes running this thing. It's been, as I said, an absolute blast playing in the tourney, and looking forward to a lot more fun coming up here in the near future.
Yeah, now you can focus a little bit more on. I hear you're going to be playing the randomizer in a semi-important setting coming up soon. So,
what gave you that idea?
That's going to be amazing. Everyone needs to catch that, by the way.
Yes, Zelda Randomizer, Jam Evil, and myself are going to be playing in a GDQ Tuesday of that week, the 25th, I want to say. Currently slated for somewhere in the neighborhood of dinner time on the East Coast, so make sure you guys all tune in to catch that, but definitely make sure also catch the rest of this awesome tourney that's going to be going on, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more fun for Randomizer here in the near future. I'm going to be starting to code again reasonably soon, I think, to try to come up with some fun features for the next version, so hopefully we will get even more of that fun action going on.
I blame myself.
It's well-deserved and long overdue.
Yeah, and a killer time slot, too. Like, a lot of times something like that gets in, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 6 o'clock in the evening is just prime time, so that's really awesome.
Definitely. That's really exciting to see it not just get in, but get that time slot.
I look forward to seeing your coding streams, Fred, and there's been quite a few good and probably some bad suggestions in your new features channel, but be sure to go check that out over on the Zelda 1 Discord. There is a features suggestion channel. Feel free to dump everything at your whim into that and see what Fred decides to add to this monstrosity that he's already created. With that, we're going to go ahead and head out. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Thanks again to Speed Gaming for hosting us here. Thank you again to our racers, our tracker, which I believe is Catastrophe573 if you got the link. If not, whoever tracked, you're awesome. And obviously, thank you so much to my co-com Liquid. It has been forever, and it's been long overdue. Thank you so much for doing commentary with me tonight.
Oh man, it's been an absolute pleasure. I said it in the Discord, it's a shoot, it's for real, it's legit. You're my favorite partner to do commentary with. So I have had an absolute blast, and that may have factored slightly in my desire to come back to this randomizer tournament and give it one last shot here on Speed Gaming, my favorite restream network for the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament.
Yeah, thanks guys for everyone who made it happen. As always, we really appreciate it.
Yes, so good luck in the next round, Antlers. Looking forward to seeing when those get scheduled. Be sure to let you know. Check the schedule to make sure that you don't miss those matches because they're going to be awesome. And with that, thank you all so much for watching, and have a great